Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm looking at right now the 2024 United States Senate election results where we just had two very close calls in some very contested Senate races. Firstly, the state of Wisconsin in a very close race, incumbent Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin has won this race with 49.4% to Eric Hovde's 48.5%. A very close race. This one was certainly in line with the polling data, which showed Baldwin leading at the end of the day by about 0.9% going into election day, and it seems that's exactly how it's going to end up, barring any last-minute votes. The state of Michigan, however, was won by Democrat candidate Lisa Slotkin by a much closer margin than expected. Slotkin right now is leading Mike Rogers by 0.3%. I expect these to be the final results, but there may be more votes that do trickle in over the next few days or so. But Slotkin does win by just 0.3%. A very close one that the polls definitely missed in Michigan on this one. I believe the polls had like a 3-point race or 3.5-point race for Slotkin going into election day. Mike Rogers making a very close race, narrowly losing by just 0.3. Two very close seats and very good signs for Republicans in Wisconsin and Michigan making these very close. We do have a few flips as well in the 2024 Senate map. Ohio, Bernie Moreno. This is a race I did accurately predict that Bernie Moreno would defeat Democratic incumbent Sherrod Brown. However, by 4%, that was a little bit of a larger margin of victory than I expected. As you can see, Sherrod Brown ran very similar to what Donald Trump did in a lot of the key areas. Sherrod Brown improved the margins in places like Lake County and like places like Trumbull County. But it looks more like a map of a Trump map than a Sherrod Brown map. But 50-46, a lot closer in the presidential race for sure. Bernie Moreno was able to unseat Democratic incumbent Sherrod Brown. In Montana, Republican Tim Sheehy was able to defeat Democratic incumbent Senator Jon Tester. The poll showed this one that Sheehy was going to likely defeat Tester, and this is not too much of a surprise, an 8-point win for Sheehy over Tester. This is a big win for the Republicans, another pickup, also another one I predicted. So far, in my final 2022 Senate map prediction, every Senate race that I did predict on the Senate map so far has come true, including a close race in Nebraska. Deb Fischer was able to hold on 54-46 against the independent candidate. Very interesting race. Texas, Ted Cruz was able to win by 9%. Larger margin of victory than I expected, but Cruz was able to hold on there. Rick Scott won by 13 points in Florida. Much larger margin of victory than I expected there. Maryland, only a 7-point win as of right now for the Democratic candidate Angela Alsobrooks. Very close race that was much closer than I expected. Virginia, a similar story. Tim Kaine defeated Republican Hunk Yao by just 8% of the vote. Very close race than I expected. We still have a few states remaining, and these are very close, every single one of them. Pennsylvania, Republican Dave McCormick is currently leading Democratic candidate Bob Casey by just 0.4% of the vote, with over 95% of the vote in. This is one where they're gonna have to count all the votes before we can make a final say or prediction on this one. It is so incredibly close, and it's under 0.5% or under 1% of the vote. So I believe an automatic recount will likely trigger in Pennsylvania. So there will be an automatic recount, but McCormick right now has a very narrow lead over Bob Casey. The state of Nevada with 85% of the vote in, Republican candidate Sam Brown is a 0.5% lead over Democratic incumbent Jackie Rosen. You know, this is one where, in my final prediction, I did have Jackie Rosen winning this one, but I do recall saying something along the lines of, if Sam Brown were to win on election night, I would not be shocked, I'd be more pleasantly surprised, because Jackie Rosen had a substantial lead in the polls going into this election day, but Jackie Rosen never was able to really get above that 50% threshold going into election day, so I would not have been shocked if Brown was able to make it a very close race. And with 85% of the vote in, it's a 0.5% lead for Brown. Like Pennsylvania, we're going to have to count all the votes in this one. This is going to be very close. Clark County, which Donald Trump is narrowly trailing in Clark County, but just under 1% of the vote. Jackie Rosen is leading here by 5% of the vote. Washoe County, Donald Trump was also winning this county at the presidential side. This is a 3-point win for Jackie Rosen in Washoe County. So this is going to be a really close one to watch for. Sam Brown is leading right now. He may have enough votes to hold on, but there's certainly more than 6,000 votes out there left in Nevada at 85%, so we're going to have to count the rest of the votes and see how it goes. There's also the state of Maine. I think for ranked choice voting purposes, this one is still uncalled, but I fully expect Angus King, the Democrat, or the independent who caucuses with the Democrat, to win the state of Maine. Lastly, Arizona, Ruben Gallego is leading Kari Lake by just 50% to 48%. This race has gotten much, much closer than the polls suggested. The polls had Gallego winning by at least 6 points over Kari Lake, and now this is a 2-point race with 64 or 61% of the vote in, that is getting very, very tight. In Maricopa County right now, the largest county in the state, over 65% of the vote is in. Gallego has a lead over Lake of 52 to 46. As Maricopa goes, so goes the state of Arizona. We're going to have to watch the votes come in here. If Kari Lake is able to get the margins down from 52 to 46 to close to 50-50, like at the presidential level where Donald Trump is currently doing, it is actually very realistic. Kari Lake may have enough votes to be able to flip this state red and be the next senator from Arizona. I'm not predicting that to happen right now, but there is certainly a conceivable path where the Republicans could win all of the remaining Senate races in Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona. Not Maine. I think Maine's going to be an independent Democratic win. But there's a conceivable path for Republicans to win Pennsylvania and Nevada and Arizona, which would get them up to 55 Senate seats. Democrats would be at 45. And I did not have this going into either Republicans getting 52, Democrats getting 48. But this is certainly a very, very close election with a lot of votes left to count in Arizona, a little bit less in Nevada, and only a few votes left to count in Pennsylvania. We could see Republicans getting 55 Senate races or 55 Senate seats, but we're going to have to count the votes and see how this goes and see how this plays out. Very, very fascinating in the Senate elections. Much closer than expected numbers out of Michigan and out of Wisconsin. There's no other way to say it than this is a very good night for Republicans across the board in the presidential elections and certainly in the Senate elections. So that'll do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a like, click subscribe, share with your friends and family. I'll also be posting another video as soon as we get some updates on Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona. That may be in the next few days or so because we're probably not going to get too much of an update in really anytime soon. The closest we'll probably get might be Pennsylvania, seeing as it's 95% in on the vote. Nevada's 85%, Arizona's 61%. We still have some votes left to count there. But I'll be doing that update as soon as I get it. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.